If you just received a job offer and you're thinking about countering the salary, there's one question the hiring decision maker really wants to know. Let's talk about it. What they really want to know is what number will make you say yes. And understanding that question can completely change the way that you negotiate your offer. Because one of the biggest mistakes I see candidates make is turning a salary negotiation into a long back and forth conversation. Here's what happens. They counter, the company comes back with another number, then they counter again, then they ask for something else. And every time you add another round of negotiation, you're potentially adding more friction to the deal that was already close to being finished. So I'm going to give you the exact sentence I've coached candidates to use when countering an offer. But first, you need to understand what happens on the other side of the negotiation. When a company makes you an offer, the hiring decision maker usually has a pretty good idea of how much flexibility they have. They know the salary range, they know what they ideally would like to pay you, and most importantly, they typically know the highest number they can realistically get approved. You don't know that number, and that's okay. Your job isn't to necessarily guess their maximum. Your job is to determine your number. So before you counter anything, ask yourself one simple question. What salary would make me comfortable saying yes to this opportunity right now? Not the number that's designed to start another negotiation, not the number you're throwing out just to see what happens. I'm talking about what's the actual number you will say yes to. Because once you know that number, your negotiation becomes incredibly simple. And here's the exact verbiage I've coached candidates to use. If the base salary can be increased to X number, I'm prepared to accept this offer immediately. Is that doable? That's right. That's it. And there's a very important reason I like this approach. You're not simply asking a company for more money. You're giving them a path to closing the deal. Think about it from the hiring decision maker's perspective for just a second. If they can get that number approved, you've just told them that you're prepared to say yes. That eliminates a tremendous amount of uncertainty. Now, what happens if your number is higher than what they can actually do? Fair question. They might just simply tell you something along these lines. They may say something like, we can't get to that number, but the most we can do is this. And now you have a decision to make. You can accept it, you can decline it, or you can evaluate whether the total compensation package makes it a worthwhile opportunity for you to explore further. But what I would avoid is constantly moving the finish line. If you tell them that one number will get the deal done and they meet that number, don't suddenly create another demand. Because now the issue isn't necessarily the money. It becomes a question of whether you're actually going to accept the job. And I want to make one thing very clear. There is always some risk when negotiating an offer. No strategy can guarantee that a company will increase your salary, and you should never assume that an offer cannot be withdrawn. That's why you need to understand your leverage, your market value, and how important this particular opportunity is to you before you counter. But if you've decided that you're going to negotiate, don't make the negotiation more complicated than it needs to be. Know your numbers, communicate it clearly, and give the hiring decision maker an opportunity to close the deal. Because the best negotiation isn't the one that goes back and forth the longest. It's the one where both sides know exactly what it takes to say yes. And that's based on a true story.